What's going on, my nail friends? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Mary Rosie. You've reached Mary Rosie Dips here on YouTube. I'm also available on TikTok and Instagram for some other content. Today's mani, we are using Elsa from a recent package that I received from Ali over at MoonDust Dip Co. My previous video that I will try to remember to tag below includes the unboxing of that PR package. So Elsa is a thermal. Sorry it took me a bit to get it to focus. I have a new camera and I'm working on how to kind of get it to do what I want. I'm no longer recording on my phone, so this is different. So if you see me kind of move back and forth, it's just because I'm trying to get some focus. So I also am using the dip liquids, and spoiler alert, they're amazing. So on my left hand here, I've got some Vivid Glam Co. medium coffin jelly tips and West Coast Dips rubber base in a super light pinkish neutral color, just one layer, and then gel top coat and peel base. And then I'm just going right over the peel base once it is dry with the MoonDust Dip Co. dip base, and it is even thinner than I could imagine. Ali told me when she reached out that she really likes thin liquids, and that's what she was going for when she outsourced these and tried many different brands. Little did I know that it was going to be the thinnest set of liquids that I've ever tried. Now, if you're not a thin liquid gal, then these are not for you. But if you don't know what you're missing, then you don't know. You don't know what you don't know, right? So that's what I tell a lot of my nursing orientees at work. If you don't try it, then you won't know that you will or not like it. Does that make sense? So thin liquids, I feel like, help you stay away from the sidewalls and help you stay away from the cuticle. So if you're a beginner, definitely recommend these. If you're a novice, most definitely recommend these. If you're an expert, I recommend these. They don't have a strong smell. I know a lot of people out there get dip flu. I only get dip flu from, I know Revel gives me dip flu if I do more than one mani. And I can't remember one other brand out there that I haven't used in a couple of years that gives me dip flu. So this one does not. I did do 3 manis back to back with these liquids, base activator and top coat, and had no issues with runny nose, stuffy nose, eyes burning, or anything like that. Those are things that I would consider dip flu for me. And also no headache. I do get headaches often with really strong smelling liquids, which I try to steer away from. But when I am trying a new company, to me, then that's just something that I don't know until I open the package and smell it. So here we are. I've already used these 5-6 times maybe, and the liquids are great. They go on so thin and so evenly, so smooth. And all I'm doing is dipping my nail into this cupcake liner because my jelly tips are medium coffin, not filed or cut down, which means I don't typically dip into the smaller mini jars just because I don't want to hit the edge or the bottom of the container and smudge it. If I smudge it, then that's going to equal more work for me with buffing and filing. So we'll skip that part. But you can see this is a thermal. Goes from lighter. I suppose you can see it on my nails there. Here I am trying to explain it when all you have to do is look. So lighter when it is warm, darker when it is cold. So on the cupcake liner, because it is room temperature, is colder than my temperature. So if you've never worked with a thermal before, you don't necessarily have to do anything. It typically activates itself if you're in an environment that is different than your body temperature. Now, this color probably wouldn't do as much of showing off, shall we say, if it was summertime. If it was summertime, then my body temperature would be warm and my nail room would probably be a little bit warmer as well. So frequently I have to get like a cup of water just to be able to get good pictures. And for that I try to do like a cup of warm water and a cup with ice water, and then just dry my hand in between for my pictures and stuff. This might be the first thermal I've actually done a video for, maybe. I don't know. I'd have to scroll pretty far back in my YouTube to try to remember if I've used another brand and just done a solid thermal. So either way, you can see it in action here. This color is beautiful, super easy to use. It's got a pretty shimmer to it. And it's blue. If you like blue, here you go. I'm not the biggest blue fan, but thermal blues just get me. And it's winter, and it's cold here in Georgia. And honestly, I was going to put some snowflake stamps on top of a couple of these nails, but then when I had them shaped and filed, I loved it even that much more, so I left it alone. And it is just a plain old solid mani, which you don't see that often from me anymore. But I will let you all finish watching this, and I'll be back. And I went in with a stiff brush and removed all that excess. I typically will do that with solid color. This one's got a slight shimmer, but I don't consider it glittery enough to not use my stiff brush, if that even made any sense. And I am applying a second layer. I'm using, I forgot to mention, my Pampered Pretties cuticle cleanup tool, that little rose gold sharp pointy tool that I have. It's just to clean up the edges and get that all off before it dries. It'll also save you time with buffing and filing when we get to that part. So I will let you watch the second layer application of this same exact color, Elsa.
And once you have all of that excess removed with a stiff brush, then you're going to encapsulate everything with a clear dip powder. Sorry, I'm a little bit off camera here. Like I said earlier in the video, I'm working with a new actual camera with a new setup, and I keep forgetting to keep my hand a little bit higher. Either way, one thin layer of dip base on the nail, then dip it into the clear dip powder. You encapsulate every single nail, whether it's got a design or not, so you can protect your dip color, dip design, whatever it may be that you did on your nails, you want to protect it. And we are removing the excess with a stiff brush. One of my favorite things to do. It ensures you don't get any bubbles or any uneven looks to your dip powder. And then we are using the MoonDust Dip Co activator. You'll activate each of your nails, I always say at least twice. So if you are doing more than total of 3 layers of actual dip powder, I encourage you to possibly even do 1 more layer, then 2, so at least 3. If you're doing like 4 to 5 layers, you want to make sure that your activator gets all the way to the first layer that you put on. And once your activator is dry and you hear that clickety clack when you tap on your nails, all you got to do is buff, file, and shape. And the package that I received from Allie over at MoonDust Dip Co did come with this adorable little buffer block. I do have smaller buffer blocks. This one, I feel like the grit was different, but I think it's a 100, 180. It just felt more sturdy, which I really liked. And then it also came with a file. As you can see, it doesn't take much to buff this, because this is what I've always said before. I say this on my lives. I say this usually on every video. If you spend the time ahead of time proactively applying your dip base thinly and evenly, then you don't get any lumps and bumps and things that you have to fix in the end when you buff and file. So I did speed this process up just a little bit. I still have to do just a plain old basic mani and do a buffing and filing and shaping routine, because I do have a couple of requests for that. It is still on my list to do. So I will let you all watch for just another minute and I'll be back. here we go again with the stiff brush, removing all that excess. Again, this is probably my favorite tool in the world, the stiff brush, to remove any extra little particles. Then we're going in and applying our final layer of activator. This is a crucial step for you if you're new to dipping. The dip powder liquids need activator to set and harden, and it also needs activator to harden and provide the shine for the dip top coat. Many people, if they've got an issue with the dip top coat not drying, not being shiny, it's because they either missed this step or went in too many times with the top coat brush. So my standard way to apply it, I honestly, personally don't even look at instructions, because if I apply my dip powders the exact same way, I get a perfect shine every time. So you see me here doing 2 to 3 quick thin layers, trying not to go over the same place twice. Just a little bit of overlap I think is okay, but I'm not continuously brushing the same area twice. And then I'm going into that napkin that I have there on my desk and cleaning the brush left and right, or forwards and backwards, both sides of the brush, prior to going back into the bottle. Crucial. If you go into the bottle without cleaning your brush, you are contaminating the liquids that are in the bottle. And over time, doesn't take very long, your liquids will actually be contaminated and you will not have a nice shine, or it might not even dry. So I didn't, if you scroll back, you can if you need to. I did not wait 2 minutes, 1 minute, 30 seconds, nothing. I just went right back in and did the second layer of dip top coat exactly the same. Nice, thin, quick strokes. Don't go over the same place twice, and cleaning my brush on a napkin. By doing this for several years now, I think 2.5 years maybe, I've been able to achieve nice shiny top coat just like this every single time. Thank you all so much for joining me. I do appreciate MoonDust Dip Co for sending these goodies over. We will see you all next time. Love you. Bye.